What is up, world of the living? My name is Lex, and welcome back to Truly Bedrock. Friends, in the last episode, we ended up 1,600 diamonds in depth. In depth. We owe that craft over 1,000 diamonds. It's kind of horrifying that way, and I am very, very alarmed at it, or at least I would be if the All-Star... I am alarmed. I'm still alarmed now that I thought the All-Star did some money, but turns out it didn't. Naturally, it's a very concerning situation to find oneself in when the only shop you have is not making any money, and that's what gets me. Everything I did on my side is already here. All of the items, all of the everything are in stock. So why ain't anyone buying it? Why ain't anyone going for it though? Is it just that people have done building everything they want on this season already? Or what am I doing wrong? Well, I think this calls for a more in-depth market research. But while I do conduct that, there is another idea I had as to how to get more cash for the right now kind of variety. And that is just direct kind of highway robbery. Or at the very least illegal betting on sled races. You see, Liara has built a sled race course, and I really wanted to try it out with her. And while at it, I decided, you know what? We're gonna make it a little bit more profitable to us, since we're doing this. So, yeah, check out the footage of us trying to get there. And you know what? Be also so kind to place your bets in the comments. Let's see who you expect to win between me and her on a on a sled course that she built. Gee, I wonder what that is gonna go like. I've seen that you created one of those slidey things.
Yes.
Ooh la la.
Toboggan hill.
What?
It's a toboggan hill.
Oh, toboggan. Is that what we're calling the boats this time around?
Yeah. We could call it sleds, but toboggan sounds fancier.
Yeah,
although I have no idea how to spell it, so it's not been in any of my episode titles.
Toboggan. Toboggan.
Toboggan.
Oh, okay. I mean, here's the thing. One of the first things we ever did together was the map Ready, Let Go, right?
Yeah, pretty much like 2 years ago.
So I
almost
figured,
like to the dot.
Yeah, I figured we absolutely gotta. So, do you feel like having ourselves a little bit of a race?
Yeah, I'm down. I don't know that the track's actually wide enough for 2 people, but it's worth trying.
Okay. So, just to make it interesting, and because I'm desperately in need of money, do you want to make a bet out of it?
Let me see how much I have left over after my Christmas shopping. Hang on 1 second. Frankly, I need money about as badly as you do.
Oh.
So, but yeah, we can put a little bit on the line. Sure.
I mean, half a stack. Let's say 32. Yeah,
as long as you're talking diamonds, not blocks.
Yeah, diamonds, absolutely. Yeah. I do not have 32 diamond blocks.
Okay.
If I did, I do not. All right.
Okay.
So, how long is this thing to begin with? I actually never tried it.
It takes like about 2 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
At most.
So we already spent more time talking about it. Fun.
Yeah.
So you wanna count us off?
Sure. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, I
Told you.
This is such a trash fire. How is this? How is even for just one person? I don't know how a person should be able to drift around in this? Did you at least make
Oh,
sure
true.
that we are not gonna at one point just drift off of the side of a cliff?
Yes, that's why there's railings, and that's why many of them are tall railings.
Oh, gosh. I drove right on you, and that was so cool.
No. Refusing to let you pass.
Well,
No!
I'm pretty sure there's a split somewhere. Ow, my face. Come on.
Yes.
This is just getting stuck, the cause. Why are you so sadistic? Come on.
I had limited space to work with.
Done! Woo! Done! Woo! Perfect!
Uh,
Oh my
It's
god.
like an actual photo finish, but I'm pretty sure you did beat me.
That was an act, you know, we don't have a replay mode on this version, so I don't know, but it did, like, I just crossed the line, and that's exactly when you, like, plopped right over me or something. So you were going at a higher speed. It's just, you know, still second place.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, let's get back to an ender chest.
Yeah,
But good game.
good game.
Oh, I said best two out of three on the Elytra course.
I mean, it's tempting, but I have no idea where it goes or where it starts. So I'm just
No, I'm
gonna
horrible
assume
at it,
that
so I
you
just
already.
lose again.
What?
I'm horrible at it, so I just lose again.
I'm gonna call it quits on this for now.
Okay.
Why am I pulling out my money? I
Oh,
won.
I can't steer. We know this. I'm not allowed to drive.
Yay! So that puts me at 2 stacks and 23 diamonds out of, you know, the entire sum. Actually, you know what? That's not nowhere epic enough. Come on, big letters, big numbers, right in there. Grand Farm sound effect. Boom. Yeah, that's the amount. That's the wow. That's very much not a lot, but it's something, you know. It's something, and that's something for us to go on about. The issue naturally is that these money are not necessarily. I can't invest them is the thing. Luckily, it's not like I need to invest, because Minecraft is not necessarily real life, and businesses in Minecraft run on, you know, the player's own ability to gather resources more than anything else, especially now that we already have most of the infrastructure already in place, arguably. We got the trading hall, so we can infinitely create brick, we can infinitely create quartz, we can infinitely create basalt, because basalt generator, and Silent actually has a secondary one. We can get enough blackstone, and in the newer updates, blackstone is actually generatable via piglin traits, so Silent sortress is gonna come in handy. The woods are still an issue, but no one's buying them anyway. Yeah, I need to find new things to sell, is what I'm getting at. And I need to figure them out, so I guess this is where the logical person would do some market research. Especially since that basically amounts to walking around looking at other people's shops. That sounds easy enough. Unfortunately, that also means kind of empathizing, being sympathetic to your fellow man. And I'm not really good at that, if you cannot tell. I'll tell you what though, there's one business that's just consistently bringing in diamonds for literally everyone on the server who does it, and that is the firework rockets. Slack Lizard has been doing that for the entire season and been just prospering. Foxy recently opened one in his mold and he's been making cash. And Jesse B has been doing one also, and just the well seems to not be dying down. And on one hand, yeah, that sounds about right. Everybody needs rockets because rockets are, you know, freedom of movement. On the other hand, though, I mean, I get the feeling that the market is a little bit oversaturated. Might be stretched too thin. The market for quartz in the meantime is super undersaturated, but even despite that, no one seems to be willing to buy any from me. And at this point, pretty much assuming that this is just people really not liking me or something like that. Yeah, I am taking this personally, whatever. Or, alternatively, what I'm thinking right now is that maybe it's not that people don't want to buy quartz, maybe it's just that people don't know where to buy it. Because really, I never really announced to anyone any of the stock changes that I did in the All-Store. Maybe the issue is not that I'm not doing market research, but that I'm not doing any of the marketing anyway. You know? I mean, look at this and cry with me. We got flipping shroom lights out of a zoo, and these are really cool blocks. We have bricks. We actually do have bricks, that's not a single stack. We have a bunch of blocks we can sell, but no one wants to buy them because no one even knows. And then, there's one shop that has been doing redonkulous cash last season, but just doesn't exist this time, and that's concrete. Oh, things are falling into place right now. We have plenty of materials that nobody knows that they can buy, and we could introduce a whole new range of things. What if we did a promotional line, and a promotional line the size of the entire store? All Store 2. How's that sounding? I don't know. But look, we already promised them the future of commerce. What if we promise them also a revolution of the future? I mean, it is the year 2021 now, isn't it? Coincidentally, there are actually a few upgrades that I really wanted to install for Alice. And by few upgrades, I mean there's like an entire secondary wing of her that I really wanted to put together. This will take some redstone tinkering, so do be so kind as to join me in my super flat creative single player testing world to try and figure her out. But if we play our cards right, we will be able to display our stock much more efficiently, which is to say not without like needing 9 blocks in the wide to do that. And more interestingly and more fun, without losing any of the functionality, except maybe for the fun minecarts dropping from down there into the onto these lines. I'm gonna miss you, tiny stacks of minecarts. No, I'm not, because you're not going anywhere. I'm actually not dismantling this wing. I am instead gonna be digging out all of this, you know, the part that isn't dug out yet, and building it inside of there. It's just basically gonna be an entire second warehouse, and it's gonna be epic. Also, there's like, I don't know how many stacks inside of Alice's payout circuit that she gradually is returning to me via my own payouts. I entirely forgot about that part of her functional, and frankly, I don't even know where inside of her the payout mechanism is. So I guess that we're just stuck with Alistair slowly giving me my own money back for restocking her. That sounds backwards, but you know what? I'm okay with that. So check out what we're dealing with right now with Alice. This is her stripped down to her naked. Basically, what we have here is a system that once a minecart down here is emptied out, sends it back into the thing. It goes all the way down there, except faster, because on the actual thing it's faster. The next minecart is dispensed, and an empty minecart goes up here to be restockinated. Once it's restocked, once the value of this minecart, like in a comparator, is exactly same as this one, that's when this lady is dropped back into the fray and back into the restock, and then everything repeats all over again. So there are two places that are vertically important. One is up here, this is where the stack of full minecarts is, and then up here, this is where the stack of empty ones is. These are the two factors that are limiting the thing. Why is this circuit important? That is because it is actually serving to speed up the distribution of items by the factor of 2. That's right, we have 2, or not 1, item filters up here, and they are allowing us to do the entire thing twice as fast to auto-sort our items. But I am pretty sure we can go 3 times as fast if we really want to. So I'm gonna grab this item filter system and quickly try and apply it to a system that, instead of circling minecarts like this, doesn't need an empty stack at all and uses regular chests instead of the minecart ones down here. Yes, if we do this, we will lose quite a bit of charm that the All-Store has at the moment, but you know what, in my experience no one was selling anything into the system anyway, which is incredibly disappointing. Also, if everything works out, then the chests will allow me to save up quite a bit on space and even redstone components. So you know what, let's go give it a go and see where it gets us. So here's what I was thinking. We put together just a little bit of a dingly-dangly bit for the resources to waltz over. This is imitating the entire giant ring of hoppers and whatnot that we have created. Underneath it, this is what the single module would look like. We have 3 tileable, overflow protected auto-sorters, auto-hoppers, whatever they are, and we have all 3 of them leading into one spot down here where a sugar box is being dispensed. Now, yeah, I am running a little bit low on shulker boxes, but it's kind of okay. We know where to get some more, also, and raiding would be fun, so I'm okay with having that. But here's what I'm not okay with. So, logically, you can imagine, as soon as the shulker box down here fills in, it's getting broken and a new one is get dispensed, but did you see that? Yeah. This is a very, screw you Zloy moment. Because that went where it's supposed to, that went where it's supposed to, that went where it's supposed to. This just stays here. This is the exact same bug that we had an issue with back in the day. Back when I first tried to develop Alice, and, well, that's why. That's why we're using minecarts. Because shulker boxes are a little bit unreliable this way. And it's super frustrating. I don't know if it will work if, like, there's not a dispenser down here, but then we'll have no way of dispensing the shulker boxes in their rightful place. So we'll have to come up with some other way of doing this, but also there's a whole other issue that I want to talk about. And that one is much more upsetting. So, check this out. We got item filters down here, right? They're using spruce wood planks. They are overflow protected. Or there would be 41 in here. You get the point. These are epic and it's great, and they're developed by Impulse SV like 5 years ago. I actually watched his tutorial. Holy crap, he sounds young in this one. Anyway, we have this ring of water, and when you have several stacks of particular material just drifting over and over and over and over and over and over, it actually looks kind of fun. It looks kind of doable, but then you realize that because of the way the overflow protection works, these are actually, how do I put it? These are actually not really picking up that much. The way the overflow protection works is it prevents these pistons, these redstones, from being absolutely annihilated. So, what it's supposed to do is actually supposed to do not what I did, but this. Right? Meaning that the hopper cannot grab a stack at once. The hopper can only grab 64 minus 41. That's why, that's because at the end, when it's done sorting, we get 41 down here. So we only are grabbing 20 items at once, which is fine as long as you have a stack of them, right? You throw a stack, and it just disappears with 3 hoppers. But if you throw a chest, then this actually is getting, like, ridiculously slow. Because only a stack of items can disappear, so it will take 27 cycles for a full chest to be processed. And on top of that, it's fine if the cycle is so small, but imagine if we have the big item sorter, right? For like 16 different types of concrete. It's getting a little bit ridiculous, doesn't it? There is a way to tile these item sorters in a way where they grab one full stack. We just remove the 41 to, you know, to the sorter, to the, whatchamacallit, filter, and throw in just one of these. That way, each hopper grabs one full stack, and it's perfectly fine. So this is 4 stacks at once. The issue is that to do that, we will have to let the items run over the hoppers themselves. And that's not going to do us. That's not going to do us any good, because sometimes if you do that, the items get stuck on the hopper. They kind of fall through into it, and it's really not that good. That's why these chests are there, to align the items on a edge of a block and not on the block itself. And yeah, why wouldn't we just do this? Well, because there's comparators here. Actually thinking about it, if we do just this, and just for the giggles this, can I legit waterlog this? Can I waterlog a comparator? Okay, so we get a comparator, we get a blue ice, and we get a blue ice on the side. And we do this, and we do that. And we also do this and that. And we create a water stream, right? From here to there. If this works, then I'm a monkey's uncle. Okay. This is waterlog. This is a water stream. What if we, this? So the water stream is all the way through. And then with this, and then we place a water bucket, no, a water bucket down there. Throw an item. And it goes down there. I have so many questions. So let me get this straight. We're aligning the block with the edge of that block. And the momentum from water actually carries it over the hole in the ground. Is this gonna walk the same way if we do this? Is this gonna... Oh my god, it does. Alternatively, we can just put a block right between the hopper and the comparator, and that will actually still work. I have no idea why I didn't think about it. This is like the oldest trick in the book. Oh my god. So we can easily direct 3 item filters into the single chest. The issue naturally comes with actually emptying it after, because we need 3 times the speed. And we need to also somehow measure out when the chest is full. Which, mind you, I think I got the general idea for it. I don't know, this might be really stupid. So, we have 3, we're gonna have 3 different hoppers from 3 different positions, coming in, one here, and one here. Now, the redstone is gonna affect them a little bit, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. If anything, it actually is gonna help, because we will be removing the chest from under them using the feature only known to Bedrock Edition. The ability to move chests. We're gonna be directly swapping them around in a 2x2 item shuffler, chest shuffler, and one of the, as soon as the chest is filled in, it's gonna be on top of this hopper down here that will itself empty it into the bigger chest array. And that's where a little bit of a hiccup comes in, and that is that the chest might get filled in way before this chest might get filled in way before this chest gets emptied out. So I don't think we can leave it as is. We can do though something different, and by that something different I mean we can try and fill it out with a hopper minecart dropped onto the under the thing and positioned perfectly in the center of all 4 hoppers. It's gonna take quite a bit of finagling, mind you. But it is possible to do, and I've seen people do this. The idea is that because the hopper minecart is on top of 4 hoppers at the same time, it not only is taking items out of the chest at a speed of Are you not taking out items out of the chest at all? Okay, it's not only taking out items out of the chest at an accelerated speed, because that's how Hopper minecarts just do. Like, look at flipping this. But also, it's filling the 4 hoppers in at the same time, as opposed to just, you know, one of them. So it is gonna take faster, it is gonna go better, and we get to also try and maybe, just maybe, do this. And instead of channeling all 4 hoppers into the same one, we get to channel them into 2 separate double chests, which might, mind you, result in a little bit not as good of a situation. A little bit not as good of a distribution of wares between the 2 double chests. But hey, at the very least, it will result at a faster emptying out of this chest than this chest is being filled in. So again, overcomplicated, super convoluted, fairly useless considering that no one is actually selling anything into the old store that much. But you know what? This would be all store if not for this one single feature. And the length at which I have to go to it to just keep it functioning and working, honestly, it feels just like it adds to the challenge. Okay, just for the giggles, we put a 64 items on the... It's ridiculous the speed at which it gets. And look, it kind of splits it entirely in half. That's a pleasant surprise. That's like exactly half of it. As long as we sell stuff by half a stack, we'll be golden. I feel great about this. This is good. Also, if we do this, right, and set instead of a full chest a single item, then we get the slowest hopper ever, and I love it. This leaves us with a module that is approximately, well, it's not 7 wide, let's say 6 wide, because we still need 1 block between the areas, just for them to kind of play nice with one another. Still though, 6 wide, it's better than 9, I'll give it that. It's better than that 7, but still not perfect and not the best. We are winning, however, a lot here in the vertical space. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm only gonna set this up for materials that I am able to easily get a whole lot of. This is gonna be a bulk storage, so for stone, black stone, probably gravel, maybe sand, we'll see about that. But this is gonna be for materials that I can easily grab a lot of, and we'll have to unload a lot of at the same time. The rest of the materials we will still kind of drop, maybe even on a singular item filter, and quite some of them won't even have the shifty shift circuit down here, because we will not be buying them out, we'll only be selling them. And I think that for the time being, those are the materials I need to put together a list of, and that I need to figure out how to get, because those are the materials like concrete. I won't be able to get a lot of concrete at the same time. Also, this circuit here still needs some sort of an indicator that we are not buying things if all of the chests are full. So if this chest is full, it's gonna light up a lamp, or maybe block out the hoppers, or do something or other. I have no idea how I'm gonna incorporate any of this into the actual All-Star. What I know and what I really like is that I will be able to further continue it downwards by simply doing this, and that way I'll be able to expand the storage up until like 3 or 4 or 5 blocks of just chests and nothing but chests. This will mean that I will not break through the ceiling of the inner cave with the All-Star, and this will mean that I'll feel pretty good about it. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the redstone that we did today, but there's a lot of things that I need to figure out, including the marketing campaign for this entire situation. So let me know down in the comments below if you have any ideas as to how to accomplish what we accomplished here, but better. What else can be added into the circuit to make it even flashier and cooler and more interesting? And of course, let me know down in the comments how we should advertise this entire thing. I do want to get concrete selling, and I do feel like that's gonna be a really good point. But we need a slogan, and we need a really fun one. So I'm gonna leave it to you because, frankly, you're in general more clever than myself. To be continued. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.